Let's start your session. For this first drill, we're going to do it for 10 minutes. And this is just to help relax your stomach and your hip flexors. Obviously, it's going to deal with stress. Also, we've done this one before. We've done the abdominal gut smash drill. I'm going to look at it slightly differently today. So I'm going to lie on top of the foam roller with anywhere between my belly button and pubic bone, find a comfy spot, and use a simple rule of when I breathe in, I'm going to tighten up the muscles and expand my abdominal muscles, and then when I breathe out, I'm actually going to relax and let myself sink over the roller. So again, breathe in, I expand and tighten up my muscles. Breathe out, I relax and sink over the foam roller. So I'm going to do this for 10 minutes. So I want you to just take your phone and put a 10-minute timer on, right? And then with the most calm breathing that you can handle here, obviously any stress that you put on anywhere else will start playing with how you breathe and how you control your muscles. So try and be really mindful about that. Like when you breathe in, like really focus. I want to just focus on the air going in through my nostrils towards my stomach as the muscles expand, and not, tighten up my face or, my arms or whatever else. Even though it might feel a bit stressful at the start, try and bring that in early on itself. So the drill's going to look a bit like this. Got my foam roller. Now, if you don't have a foam roller, you can even put your fists together in the same area, okay? I'm going to lay my belly button on top, and I'm just going to lie down. You can find any comfortable spot for your head as long as you allow yourself some breathing room. Yeah, being up here on the elbows will take a lot of the pressure off the stomach, and we want to put the pressure there. So at the start, if it's too much for you, yes, this could be a way to begin, but then I want you to start sinking down. Now, from here, I'm going to breathe in. As I breathe in, the air starts filling up my lungs and switches on my stomach. I help it along and really tighten up against it, and then I breathe out and I sink. So I'm going to be down here, and I'll do the same thing. I'll breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. So pretty simple drill. Now, again, because it's 10 minutes long and our brains love constantly doing things, you might be tempted to, put on, I don't know, your favorite cat video. Don't do it. Close your eyes and just focus inwards. It's not worth the time, that time, especially because you've got such a busy day and you're trying to get all this work done for school. Allow yourself, to back off here. Okay, so that was your first drill. 10 minutes of gut smash, breathing in nice and tight, holding against the roller when you breathe in, and then relaxing and submitting to it as you actually breathe out. The second drill we're going to do, we're just going to use the roller again, but I'm going to lie on my back this time. I'm going to place the foam roller between my shoulder blades, roughly. When I say between, if my shoulder blades are like this, I'm going to have the foam roller running across in the middle of my shoulder blades. Yeah, and from there, we are actually going to roll up the shoulder blade towards the neck and then roll down below the shoulder blade. I don't need you going too low into the lower back right now. We're just going to sit and open up. While we're there, I'm going to talk you through it, okay? I'm going to change what I do with my shoulder blades. I will protract, I will retract, I will switch to one side, and we're going to just play along with it. Your rep range here is 10 reps for whatever you're doing, So if I go into protraction, I will do this as 10 reps in that protracted position. If I switch to just my left scap, I will just do 10 reps on that and I'll move around. I just realized that I keep looking at the bottom end of the phone, so my eyes keep darting that way while the camera is actually that way. So anyway, so I've got my foam roller. I place it just in the middle of my shoulder blades there, and here I can choose, especially like for me, I really like putting my arm behind the roller or under my head. It allows my pecs to stay open. So first I'll just do 10 rolls from the top of the shoulder blade to the bottom, just allowing myself that nice massage. Say I've done 10, then I want to work protracted, so I'll put my arm up and I'll pull my chest in and pull my shoulder blades apart. From here, I actually like holding my shoulders on the side, and I can roll the same way, really pulling the shoulder blades apart and trying to work right from the base of the neck to below the shoulder blades. I've done that. I'm going to roll to the side. Now I've got my arm, I'll come back in camera. I've got my arm, see, behind the roller. Right. I keep this one over also, or I can use it for support, and I roll one shoulder blade. I'm using the opposite leg, so my left shoulder blade is being rolled over. I'm using my right leg to control the roll. And again, I go over the shoulder blade as high as possible, under the shoulder blade, roughly the middle back. Right, kind of goes over my rib cage a little bit too, and that's good. Right, I do that, and I go around the right side. Done 10 of them. And I'm going to roll over, and I'm actually going to roll my chest. Now, the chest, for most people, when they understand chest, they think here. Yeah? So if we were to talk about anatomy, I would say your sternum line, right? When your sternum kind of ends, right? The thick part of your sternum is up here, then it kind of thins out and your ribs fuse under it. So your sternum is here. So if I use nipple line as a generalized area to stop, I need to be above the nipple line for the whole pec roll. So I place just below my clavicle or my collarbone. Right, if it feels like you're choking, obviously it's too high. And then from here, I want to be able to roll my pec. Now you can see I've actually bent my knees. You can do this on your toes also. If you want an ab workout, I can roll here. So again, 10 reps. Then I can choose one pec. And I can roll here. That's 10 reps. Choose the other pec. And I can use this arm for support or not. I can use my knees for support. I hope that made sense. We're going to complete 2 rounds of 10 on all those variations. Once you've done that, then we're going to move across to our different sit positions. Each sit position is 3 minutes long, right? We're doing 4 drills. All 4 need to be done individually. You can take a minute off after you've finished one sit position if you need it. Otherwise, just flow into the next one. So, the first one, the easiest way to explain it, right? If I'm in my squat position, I want to go to a figure 4, right? My left knee drops down with my foot in front of me. My right knee drops in with my foot behind me. I'm going to point, plantar flex, point my front foot, and pull my back foot, or dorsiflex. So my back foot doesn't point, my back foot pulls up. I'm going to sit nice and tall as I can. And when I say tall, I actually want to talk about this in relation to my pelvis. In relation to my pelvis, meaning at this point here, because of how stiff my hip is, it throws me off towards the butt cheek belonging to the front leg. So in this case, my left leg. Right. So for me to sit up tall, I have 2 options. I can roll my pelvis and sit back, and it kind of brings me back to the middle, but it dumps me down also. No, I am sitting tall. I'm going to keep my pelvis anteriorly tilted, and I can use some sort of support if required to bring myself into the middle. So when you're doing this, you should be able to watch yourself. Maybe you've got a reflection in front, mirror, phone, whatever. But I want to be able to sit tall and in the middle of both legs. And then I'm focusing, pointing my toes and my ankle and my front leg, pulling on the back leg, and you should feel the switching on in your hip. You're going to do 3 minutes here. If you can do it without a support, even better. Then I will go 3 minutes on the other side. Same rules apply. Now, one little thing, how far should I bend my back knee? Keep it to roughly the same angle on the knee as the front leg. So I'm kind of pull this in. I don't want this foot to open up and be visible behind the knee. I want it tucked closer to your bum. And again, you can see how this hip is tight and it drops me that way, and then my task is pull straight in this line here and try and be tall, not dump back. There, 3 minutes in this position. Then my second position, I'm just going to kneel with my toes bent. Not pointed, but bent. I'm going to keep my feet together, making sure I'm trying to get my heels together. So here, even though my heels are not touching, I am trying to pull them inwards. Everything I have, pulling inwards, not relaxing outwards. So, pulling inwards and holding it. The knees are also together in this position. So I'm holding it nice and strong. Okay? Then, that's my second position for 3 minutes. My third position is very, very simple. I'm gonna go into a passive pigeon. Now in a passive pigeon, my front leg folds in front of me, very similar to the previous sit that we did, which was a figure 4. In this position though, I want you to deal with the aches and pains in the hip or in the glute or the stretch that you feel from it as you go along. Okay, go with what's slightly more comfortable. The only thing that we need to focus on is this knee needs to turn into the ground. So my hip faces the ground. Only rule I want you to watch. So from here, I can be up here, right? I can be down here. Pick your position and chill. 3 minutes, holding this down. If you're uncomfortable at this bottom position, shuffle around and see what better position you can find, but it's generally the same position. You've probably done this stretch, you know, pigeon pose or pigeon stretch before, and then the same thing on the other side. So that's 3 minutes. Yeah. Now, depending on how tight the hip is, you might find it easier to pull the leg out while working, or the heel might be closer to your crotch, and that's okay, right? Once you're in position, you can, again, as I said, as long as your hip faces down, you can shuffle around to find the nicest part and then just chill there. And your last one, your fourth exercise, is the simple sit in a squat for 3 minutes. If it's possible to do it without a wedge for you, please do. If you cannot, you need the wedge, use it. Okay, that's it. This whole session, if you go bang, bang, bang without wasting any time in the middle, and I know you don't like wasting time, should take you all of 60 minutes. So just recapping, we did the gut smash at the start for 10 minutes. Your foam rolling will take roughly 10 minutes, that's 20 minutes. And then your positions, your positional holds, it's 3 minutes on the first one, on both sides, that's 6 minutes done. 3 minutes on the second one in the kneel, that's 9 minutes. And then 3 minutes on each side in the pigeon, that's 15 minutes. And then 3 minutes in your squat, that's 18 minutes.